In today's society, there's a need for everything to be comfortable and convenient. We're people who like simplicity. We like certainty. But every now and again in life, you will encounter something that will test you. A situation can arise, and it will test how strong or resilient you are. A certain environment, the wrong group of people, they can test your self-control and discipline. Your children, they may test just how patient and loving you are. A spouse may test how forgiving you are. But for many people, the concept of God testing us, that can seem very strange. The idea that God can allow certain things to happen in your life in order to test you, that can be difficult for some people to understand. The Lord tests the heart, meaning that my faith and your faith must stand trial at one point or another. Our natural tendency as humans is to think that if something seems unpleasant, then it must not be from God. But we must realize that God sees things quite differently than we do. The trials that God allows in our lives, they're meant to make us complete, so that we lack nothing as believers. Trials actually come for our development as Christians. Trials come so that we can build on the current level of faith that we have and then reach greater heights. The testing of our faith is what leads to spiritual maturity. Knowing this should change the way we view hardships and the way we respond to those difficult times in our lives. The reality is that God is always at work in His children, and the ultimate goal is that we become a reflection of Christ. We are to be conformed into the image of Christ, having our minds renewed and our hearts refined. Not only are we to rejoice knowing that God is testing us as a good work in our lives, but the Bible goes on to tell us in James 1 verse 12, "Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love Him." So many times, we lose the beauty of a testimony in what God is doing in us because we become so focused on the trial that we take our eyes off Christ. However, the reality is that every trial gives us a testimony of God's goodness and His sovereignty. Every trial provides us with the working knowledge that God is still with us. He's still refining us, molding us, conforming us.